Bonjour, hello, welcome to another video, MaxMountainWorld. A driving video today with one particular subject in mind, and that is the subject of three letters, G.T.I. I'll explain. What I've got set up here is I've got the Sony on me, I've got GoPro 12 Black looking forward, and I'm going to be wanting to do some back stuff, so I'll be using the shades cam on the mirror to explain a couple of things as I go. If this works out, this is going to be an interesting one. So that's the bikes gone, or those bikes that were parked up behind me. So what we've got is I'm on Italian roads. I've just been to Susa to do my periodic tobacco run. And I'm on the little Italian back roads. What I normally do is take the auto route, which is getting more and more expensive. It's €7.40 now, just for 20 kilometres or so, and it's filled up with roadworks, so you're not gaining anything. I'm not in a great rush today, it's my day off. So as I say, we're on the Italian roads here, just heading back. Just straight ahead is the auto route, but as I say, not really worth taking it. I prefer to go back on this road as well. So there's some G.T.I just going past now. G.T.I is something which is very well known about by airline pilots, and I'll just explain that in a second. Just coming into 50 zones, so concentrating. In Italy, the radars, the cameras are in towns and cities and villages. In France, they're out with, so a bit of concentration. Generally speaking, bikes, I'll move over, let this guy past. They tend to be more not involved in G.T.I. It usually applies to car drivers, professional drivers, buses, trucks. They're the worst sometimes. And what G.T.I is get their itis, where people are out driving and they're concentrating on what's at the end of their journey, trying to get there as soon as possible, or get out of the way of this slow car in front or whatever. And the Italians, they tailgate anyway. They tailgate like no, they're almost all wannabe racing drivers. But France is a bit of a different kettle of fish. They're not quite so competent in general, and this road today is quite quiet, so not sure I'll come across anything too interesting on this side of the frontier. But we'll have a wee look. Back into a 50 limit. There's no camera here or anything. I know these roads very well, but I still do respect the speed limits. I just don't want that little ticket coming through the door where I go, oh no, I must have missed something. Better to be under it all to start off with. So here we go again. Accelerate up. And some of the roads in Italy are just fantastic. Again, respect for other road users, which the bikes are good at because they're so vulnerable. But they can be quite entertaining roads to drive even when they're kind of busy. into 50. No overtaking, which like the speed limits in Italy, most of them, they're treated as advisory by a lot of road users. I prefer to have a tail of folk behind me than a ticket at my door in front of me. Just the solid white line, purely advisory. That blue van, G.T.I, tailgating. He's thinking more about where he's going or where he's going to rather than what he's doing. So his concentration levels are very low. He's just trying to get home, get to his job, get his delivery done, whatever. Hey Meta, make a video. So I'm doing just a fraction under the speed limit here, and as you see in the mirror, he's that close I can't even see his number plate. It's in Italian. And admittedly, Italian roads are absolutely beautiful condition mostly. They're just fantastic. But speed limit 70, I'm doing 66-ish. And this guy behind is concentrating on where he's going or where she's going. Probably going to overtake me on the solid white line, but not got the power to do so on a slight uphill bit here. And we can see the vehicles coming the other way. Car behind the bike. Yeah, that's not the 2-second rule. 2 seconds in the dry, 3 seconds in the wet, more than 5 in the snow and ice. So yeah, that gets rid of one of these people as I'm heading up towards the frontier. Now I don't know why this guy behind's got his flashers on. I'll put a couple of mine on for a couple of strokes, see if he gets the hint. Yeah, good deed of the day. Yeah, solid white line. Wait till it gets to the other side completely. Coming into the little town called Les-Orres, and again someone behind. Hey Meta, make video. Right, so got to give this bike a bit of room. Keeping to the speed limit, 46 in the 50. This guy behind's backed off a little bit. Maybe he's got a brain, I don't know, he's gradually creeping up. Some of these old towns and villages here still have the old Roman style roads, which can tend to be pretty rough. Just like the old Roman style roads I remember driving on in Edinburgh. Yeah. A bit of chaos ahead. And even stopping, this guy behind, he really has to stop right up behind me. I have left room so that as another bike comes along or an emergency vehicle comes, I need to move over. Just thinking, and as you should do, potential hazards on the road. I mean, if I had to brake suddenly for that, and there's a car right up my ass, no prizes for guessing what's likely to happen there. some sort of wedding going on or something on the right there. Trend Fantasia, the shop's called. And this guy right up my backside there, I stopped quickly. Yeah, he's got to do an emergency stop. I'm just making room, leaving room in front of me, as I should do. Too many hazards about, people walking about, vans parked in a stupid place. Have I got room? Yeah. And of course, whoop, that got nearly into me. Now what inspired me to do this video today is hopefully I'll recover a clip that I took with, or I obtained with my dash cam this morning, and I'll put that in at the end. Again, just so many hazards, bikes, push bikes, this person's not even looked. Rough roads, bumps to be avoided, boom, yeah. And of course bike, gotta have plenty of room. Yeah, I'm okay here, I don't need to cross the line to give the room. So what we have here is that's just a little bit of driving in Italy. And I'll be doing the climb up soon to Mont Genèvre, to the pass to Mont Genèvre. Bike just drifting out the way there. And of course concentrating on everything, all the potential hazards, everything. Coming up to a strange kind of junction here where you have to give way to stuff from the right. Quick check of the mirror, we're okay. Quick check of the shoulder, we're okay. And we start this climb up to Mont Genèvre. We're at 1100 meters, just below the speed limit. Yeah, solid white line. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So just before I start on the trip up the mountain to the pass de Mont Genèvre, there's one of the cameras on the left there, 50. I'm doing 41, keep well below just in case. So that's just a little look at some of the Italian side of this. Get there itis. Many airline pilots have made decisions on whether sort of to do their last leg of the day, for example. Weather's closing in, do they make a decision to not go, stay in hotels, inconvenience, get all sorts of yapping from their company or whatever because they maybe could have made it, and they go, and there's been many hundreds of lives lost because of a decision made to go so that they could finish their day with that final leg, that final trip or whatever. It's a similar thing on the roads. As I say, bikes are the exception because they are normally so aware of the potential hazards and risks and stuff. But the the other thing, wait till we get into France. I'll put in some France stuff at the end of this video, and also, as I mentioned, that clip that I took this morning, which was pretty scary. So we'll see how that one goes. Hopefully this video, it's kind of a bit spontaneous. It's a bit not really planning anything. I can't plan what other road users are doing, so we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. One of the many tunnels on this road. As we come up to, there's no lights on that one. Maybe it doesn't have one, it's an old Citroen Diane. But yeah, we're coming up to the Italian-French frontier, which is marked up here. There's kind of like usually a bit of a no man's land, and we head right into another tunnel. We can go up through Claviere, but this takes you to the same place and it's a lot easier. 50 limit. And if I'd gone through Claviere, I'd have come out where that car just went. Back out into the sunshine. Beautiful day today. And all the France regulations. This is the start of the no man's land here. Kind of, it's Italian and French. So again, just keeping to the 50 limit here. It's an open road, but yeah, chairlift ahead. Not in use in summer though. And we come into Mont Genèvre and the frontier where the French customs are. We'll see if I get a tug here. Normally the procedure, it says to stop, but you kind of slow down to like a walking pace, let them have a good look at you. They'll then either wave you on or not, or pull you in. So this is the customs point here. So again, slow right down, let them see that you're compliant, and then don't take off like a scalded cat or they come straight after you probably. And that's us into France. And the station, the ski station, Montgenèvre, on the Pass de Montgenèvre. And the tunnel, just keep my lights on. This is the last tunnel. Got my window open a little bit, so it's maybe gotten a bit noisy. This goes underneath Montgenèvre. There's ski slopes, car parks and shops and all sorts above me here. When I come out here I can whack the lights off again. So as we head down, it's pretty steep down this little bit. Very twisty road as well. Sign up on the right there saying that for the next 90 kilometres there's lots of speed cameras, which there is. 8% descent. I can cut this a little bit, there's nothing coming. And I've got a couple of vehicles behind, but they seem to be behaving themselves. Most people don't appreciate that when you're going downhill you need a bigger stopping distance. It takes you longer to stop. Your reaction time's the same. How do I know all this stuff? Well, I used to be a driving instructor when I was younger, and I've done a bit of motor racing. I've done professional driving, trucks, minibuses, and I started my driving career, whoa, yeah, anything can happen. I started my driving career 48 years ago. That was a nice motor going past there, and I haven't had an accident, and I'm touching the wood on my dashboard saying that. Straight ahead, Big Red Mountain, that's a load of iron in that mountain ahead of us. And then there's a sign that says Twisty Road, yeah, as if we're not already on it. Look at that for a view ahead. Wow! And that's looking north. So using as much engine braking as possible. Gives you more control if you have to stop quickly, but it also saves on brakes and stuff. Don't understand these people who go hammering around mountain roads. And you destroy your brakes, your steering, your tyres, everything just gets worn out very, very quickly. Not to mention there's so many road users, different types of vehicles from different countries, some right-hand drive like me, and yeah, this is just a typical descent road. We're down to 1650 metres. 1850 was up the very top at Montgenèvre there, and it's still telling you, yeah, it's warning you a steep road, as if it's not been steep already. A few switchbacks as well on this road. There's a van with G.T.I, no chance of passing, but bikes there. So many hazards, that van giving room for the bikes. As I say, I've got a few vehicles behind, but I'm not going to activate the shades cam. They're behaving themselves. Here's one of the tighter switchbacks, one of the ones where you got to look out the back window to see where you're going. Yee-haw! Yeah. There's more red iron dirt on the mountain ahead there. There's a road above us as well, the one we just came down. Chaining area for fitting your chains in the winter and the snow. keep the camera running a little bit on this. Lots of iron in those mountains facing us. Reminds me of the Red Rock Road that I've driven a few times, done a couple of videos on it as well. Spectacular place where everything, all the ground is red, and there's tunnels all over the shop, 25 of them in one stretch of road. Now I'm coming, sweep it wide, come out straight on the correct side. Never know if there's a truck there or whatever, or someone going past a bike giving them room. Like that. Vehicle in front of us there has got a little bit of G.T.I on the go, right up the arse of the car in front. He's got no chance of getting past in the next wee bit. Getting bikes. Is he considering that? I doubt it. He's just thinking about his destination. Right up the back end of the Jag in front. Nice Porsche on the left there, British one too. But none of them. Look at that in front of the Renault there. Wow. Yeah. And 2-second rule. Not. I tend to find that when I drive as I do, just a fraction under whatever the speed limit is, I tend to generate a bit of a queue behind me. Not flying about everywhere at stupid speeds, as you get more chance to have the odd second or two bike over to one side. Yeah, to just appreciate some of the views, which are always spectacular here, especially on a clear or semi-clear day. Just an absolute joy to drive these roads. And we're currently at about 1200 meters altitude. This is a bit where the road gets wet. They're wetting their fields and also a good bit of the road. But the wind seems to have changed from when I got soaked going through there earlier. The quality of the roads here in France, a little bit rougher, you could say. Flying Tesla there. There's a lot more bumps and cracks and holes and all sorts on these roads. And this is the main road from Italy to Provence. There's one there in the Jeep. G.T.I, get their itis. Forget driving safely. Okay, bit of clear stretch of road here, so that's it, the old get their itis video, which I've been intending doing for a long time. And yeah, as I say, the state of the roads, yeah. But again, beautiful surroundings, beautiful place to be driving around both sides of the frontier, and just absolutely spectacular at times. So just one lone cyclist ahead. He's probably going faster than me. A few bikes and cars and things behind. Big truck with a trailer here, so yeah, just make sure I need to give him room just in case. on would get the rightus behind the Fiat. And really that, you know, you can talk about tailgating. There's the man in the mountains. You can talk about tailgating, you can talk about overtaking stupidly, not allowing for all sorts of vehicles doing all sorts of daft stuff. Not everybody drives safely. Got bikes and things behind, so give him a little space, get into the side, see if I get a heel. No. Another bike, see if I get a heel. No. They're Italians, they're not very courteous. Get past this bike before the corner, which means going wide a bit. More bikes behind, let them past. No heel. Italian bikes. A speed camera here. A speed camera here. A speed camera here. A speed camera here. I'm doing 74. My old GPS I set up as a second speedometer because the big numbers are in miles an hour. Easy quick reference just off the line of sight. So, but this guy behind that's been tailgating me, he almost went up my arse end when a lorry pulled out on me. The roads are just too busy at this time of year, at any time really, but especially at this time of year. Look at that. 2 seconds, no way. So just coming into a 50 here, that guy is right up my butt. 42, 43, this is a particularly tight little village. Not only that, he has a police car of some kind behind him. They don't seem to bother. I've actually taken a second clip, hopefully, off the dash cam. So that's 2 clips coming in at the end of this video. As we tear through here at a dynamic 45 kilometers per hour with no 2-second rule behind, and there's a strange camera here as well where right at the edge of the speed limit it's catching folk coming the other way, but presumably this way too. There's the 70 limit just before it, and what is that camera set to? So I've got the cruise control set at about 74, 75, 76-ish. I'll just drop it back a couple of kilometers an hour because I know something here. Now the camera, the GoPro is running from where a driver would normally be sitting in this country. And this reminds me of Ireland, because you're coming down here, 76 and an 80, bang, you're done.